Queen Victoria ruled Britain from June 20th, 1837 until her death on January 22nd, 1901. Victoria was the daughter of Prince Edward and Princess Victoria. Victoria's mother was very protective of her, usually isolating from her peers and being very strict with her. Queen Victoria's father died when she was 8 months, so she was raised exclusively by her mother. She inherited the throne at age 18 after her father's death and after the deaths of his 3 brothers who had no surviving children. In 1876, she gained the title of Empress of India. She married her first cousin, Prince Albert, in 1840 at the age of 21. They had 9 children who all married into royalty all across the continent. Albert died in 1861, leaving Queen Victoria to fall into a deep depression and avoided public appearances for almost 25 years. In 1861, Queen Victoria's mother died with Victoria by her side. Queen Victoria was the longest reigning monarch of Britain to date, almost 64 years. She was very compassionate to the poor people of Britain. She was in favor of a program called housing commissions that housed people of low incomes for a fraction of the cost. During the 1800s, the prisons were very harsh to inmates, making them do hard laborious jobs for up to 10 hours a day with the philosophy that it was motivating the inmates to get their life on track when they left so they didn't come back. Queen Victoria hired investigators to investigate the prisons and determine whether or not it was inhumane. Only 3 weeks later, there's enough evidence to determine that the prison was practicing inhumane discipline. In the Victorian era, there was a war called the Crimean War that lasted from 1853 to February 1856. It was fought on the Crimean Peninsula and was between the Russians and the British, French, and Turkish. The war was caused mostly by a major dispute between Russia and France over the roles of the Russian Orthodox Church and the Roman Catholic Church of Palestine. In 1853, the Turkish, along with the support of Britain, occupied modern-day Romania, which belonged to Russia at the time. Britain then occupied Istanbul on September 23rd. Officially on October 4th, the Turkish declared war on Russia. Then following on March 28th, France and Britain also officially declared war. Shortly after Britain and France declared war, Russia evacuated and Austria occupied in August of 1854. Allies landed in the Ukraine and for a year fought against Sardinia, Piedmont, and sent their troops with 10,000 soldiers. On September 11th, 1855, Russia had a successful assault on Malakov, where Sevastopol was eventually evacuated. Austria threatened to join the Allies, and Russia surrendered and agreed to preliminary peace terms on February 1st, 1856. The war wasn't well maintained or managed on either side, with disease killing more than 25,000 citizens. Bodies of soldiers were not quickly taken care of and left out for days, allowing for the transfer of diseases. News of the conditions had spread, and a nurse named Mary Seacole requested the War Office for permission to go and help out the soldiers and citizens in need. She was denied, so she spent her own money to go and establish the British Hotel. It was a home that she used to house the sick and wounded soldiers and took care of them and nursed both soldiers and citizens back to health. Another British nurse named Florence Nightingale made advances in the field hospital by revolutionizing the way patients were cared for. In 1787, a committee was formed in an effort to abolish slavery and the training of slavery in England. John Barton, Joseph Hooper, and John Lloyd, along with others, were part of establishing the first Slave Trade Act of 1807. If someone was caught, they'd find $100 a slave. In 1808, after not much progress had been done, the Royal Navy was sent to the West African coast to monitor for suspicious activity. In 1823, an anti-society was formed by William Wilberforce, Joseph Sturge, and Thomas Clarkson, along with others. The Act of 1833 was established, which completely abolished slavery. Slaves were to be released and were compensated.